even the doctor is not. I will my chocolate. A small ship within up. Without a reflection of shyness. Booyah! Give me some Dr. Sweet. Give me some Oruko drink. Give me some Dr. Sweet. I will make it with after being bred by a dog at night. I'll never forget how to make you wrong on my pretty street. Hey, hey, when you're in trouble like this, the resolution might be to go home and cause when you join the birdie, you feel as though some more words will come from the lady. When you're in trouble like this, the resolution might be to go home and cause when you join the birdie, you feel as though some more words will come from the lady. Give me some double.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the resetty button so we can get all this goodness. That's Final Fantasy 3, which is not what my stream title says I'm playing, but who cares? It's the same. I mean, we all know what happened to numbers in the 90s, right? Wait, do you remember when they redefined numbers?
Yeah.
So, we had several games that we could have been playing. Obviously, Dragon Quarter would have been one of them. But I'm just gonna say, fuck that game. I've given Dragon Quarter a fake try and one really concerted try. And you know what? Just not for me. Not for old Numbin. And then
I shall have to take up the mantle. It's okay.
And then I slept for 3 weeks.
I'll get through it.
Is
that why I haven't been sleeping?
Yeah, I've been stealing your sleeping. So.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I guess one of us needed it.
I needed it more. You know, I wanted it. I wanted. I didn't need it more. I wanted it more. You have to want it more, Kaz.
I kind of don't know what I want. I'm just tired and listless. Barely holding on.
It's the War of the Magi. They were wizards, and they ruined everything.
Reduced the world to a scorched wasteland. Would be a shame if something like that happened again. Would hate for the world to become a scorched wasteland.
Yeah.
The second time. Wow, that might suck.
Well, who keeps track of how many times it's happened?
So we're playing Final Fantasy VI. What level of seriousness do you want me to be on?
I just want to play and enjoy the game. I have no qualifiers for what that involves. I have no expectations for our behavior.
Okay.
I mean, so here's some background. When we started doing this years ago at this point, it was because I had never finished Final Fantasy IV. Then we played and finished Final Fantasy IV. And we've had a tangled web of games since then. But this is also a game that I had played but never finished.
Honestly, mostly good overall. We've had a pretty good hit rate.
We've had our ups and downs, but it has been more ups than downs. So it's this game. Because this game...
It's easy to think that the world just consists of Lunar Silver Star story complete because of the dramatic effect that it has on you.
We have our Vix and Wedge this time around.
Yep.
Old, not Woolsey. No, this was Woolsey, wasn't it?
This was Woolsey, yeah.
It's Chrono Trigger that wasn't Woolsey.
No, that was him too.
It was not. People... I'm pretty sure Woolsey didn't work on
That would be astonishing because of how many Woolseyisms it contained. I guess I'll have to go look that up again.
He did work for Chrono Trigger. What am I thinking of?
Okay.
There's a... I was for sure that people thought he worked on it, but he didn't. I don't know. Also, I don't care.
That could have been something else.
He hasn't seen Star Wars, apparently, though, so he doesn't know that it's Biggs and Wedge rather than Vix and Wedge. To his credit, B and V are the same in Japanese.
Well, they snuck in some Star Wars references elsewhere. which I will guide you towards seeing at some point
Here's
in the future.
the famous intro. We got Terra's theme. We have Mr. Sakaguchi. We got robot butts wiggling back and forth. We got mode 7.
Yep, that's what's happening. I promise it looked better on a television back in the 90s.
I mean, I think this looks cool now.
It's okay. It's clearly a cope. I am not the biggest fan of Mode 7. But you know, the graphics of the robots very good. Backgrounds are nice. Snow looks nice. Sure.
Yeah, I think this looks nice. I like how this looks. I mean, obviously it's ugly, like the way that it's the world is a textureless cylinder, but that's fine. It's less. I've played and enjoyed how PlayStation 1 games look, so anything from...
I basically haven't. Like, that whole era, it just missed me with that shit. The early transition to 3D graphics was too rough for my taste.
I thought that Wild Arms looked delightful. That game was...
I couldn't...
remember
start playing video games until the PlayStation 2.
Remember the book enemy that had like the lorem ipsum in it? Beautiful, wonderful. What could be better?
I mean, okay, they made a rectangle, and they made it look decent. Okay,
they
sure.
made a rectangle. I think. Oh, there we go. Ted Wolfie on screen. Hi, Ted. I mean,
Thaddeus.
I think there are several PS1 games that just hold up visually. What is it?
Yeah, Symphony of the Night.
Okay, but I was also going to say Silent Hill, Chrono Cross, and it's playing again. Does it not know my buttons that I have? It should know my buttons.
Mysterious.
Oh, but the button mapper is stupid. Okay. X is Y. A is B. Y is X. And A is B. Yeah, so all those should be mapped correctly.
You might have to hit the start button.
That is a button I'm currently mashing on. What if I get back to the to be back to the robot scene? I can advance the text by mashing A.
Okay, so it's clearly like it's at least receiving inputs. That's good.
At least I think it is. I guess it's going faster than normally has. Yep.
Yeah.
Hello, Copper. Can I?
We're doing this. All right, although maybe we aren't. Like if the game doesn't genuinely begin. Okay, there we go.
It figured it out. Okay, I have now. It's a shame because Dragon Quarter is my style of game. It just, I don't know. I wasn't vibing with it. And now we got our robo buddies, and they're not going to let me leave. We got to get the Esper. I wonder which one of these are recurring characters and which one of them aren't. Let's look at our skills. I cannot look at Vic's or Wedge's skills.
Do not perceive the skills, yeah.
I have Cure and Fire. I can't look at this. I wonder who these belong to. Yeah, I'm playing Final Fantasy 3.
Uh-oh, cat.
Woolsey didn't quite get this particular Star Wars reference correct. He's more of a Vapo Rub guy. I don't have any relics.
Okay, cat wrangled.
I'm gonna I'm sure this could all ruin. I could turn on multiple controllers.
Yeah, there's technically multiplayer in
Yeah,
this,
we
but
could-
it sucks.
We could do.
Yeah, the way controllers work in battle,
The other players get to
there's
control
a
the other characters. They get the
yeah,
weight.
you set characters. You set characters to the player, and the you hear that like ding when your turn comes up.
Yeah.
There's a different ding noise when the second player, when their turn comes up. It's a slightly different noise.
Well, the dog does die. You kill the dog in this game.
It also is just it's wretched because, you know, whoever you're playing with will just forget if it's their turn and not know, and you can't do any inputs while it's their turn. Meanwhile, the battle is, you know, it's the ATV system, so that blows. There's actually a mistake in the game's code that makes it awful, but you know, no one noticed it for like 30 years.
That's from what I understand, that's most of this game. Like evasion and magic evasion, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. You can. I'm glad that we're not playing with any kind of fixed ROM because there is some absolute crimes that we can do just casually.
I'm fairly certain we're playing on 1.0, which means we could test that when we when we can sketch.
I don't know about that one.
You don't want
that one's a little. One's volatile.
You don't want to destroy our save and fill our inventory with dirks.
Filling your inventory with dirks is the best case scenario from trying that. Like, most of the time, the game will simply crash. Other times, you'll be stuck looking at a blank screen for 8 minutes, and then something will happen. As it like gradually filters through like long chunks of the game's own code, trying to display something that is not meant to be displayed.
I mean, if there's lots of ways to doing that, though. We can just go make Baron ride a chocobo or something.
Yeah.
Oh, they fixed that with the Pixel remaster. They gave Baron a chocobo riding sprite.
Good. Fixed. I've probably complained about the pixel remasters of Final Fantasy games at some point before, right? Like, it feels like one of my talking points that I just bring up all the damn time.
I mean, I'm glad people can buy the game still. There's no reason to. You should just download the ROM. But
you should emulate it. It's like, come on. See, I'm unhappy about that. I don't think you should be able to buy these games. I think you should just have them. They like from a library.
Now that I agree with. But
they're also ugly and they suck. So,
however, the Pixel remaster does let you get and keep General Leo in your party, so that has to count for something.
So you know when like you're a kid and you like ask for something, but like any responsible adult in your life knows not to give it to you.
Yeah.
Because they know what you want better than you do, really.
I mean, I mean, it's like I asked for a knife at least once.
Like a pocket knife?
Or just any knife.
Oh. Well,
a knife. I mean, it's in Final Fantasy, it's a sign that a character's character arc is starting when you give them a dagger. But in real life, it's just a sign that your child is going to hurt themselves with a knife.
Mm-hmm.
But back to the point you were making that I derailed.
Yeah, so I think that getting General Leo in your party as a permanent party member is one of those things that like we asked for when we're kids, but we don't actually want. It's not great. I don't know. I haven't really.
You're allowed to equip...
I've only watched other people play them, and I'm not going to spend money on that shit.
I know it's General Leo in the
remaster. What would it cost me?
Like what? Between I'm gonna guess $30.
God.
Didn't the Dragon Quest one just come out like today or yesterday?
$18? 50 for Live Alive. Shit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that one you couldn't buy that one before, so they're really putting the hooks to you.
Yeah.
It's an original release.
I do feel a little bit like I'm being ripped apart by hooks. Yeah, that's pretty...
We have such things to show you.
Oh,
I wonder what this is.
it's an eerie glow. Do you want to know about save points?
One thing this game has in common with Dragon Quarter is they both swung really big. Like this game's save system in particular.
Oh my god, yes. The fucking airship glitch.
I know about airship. See, I've never finished this game, but I've known the classics. I read that thread.
Yeah, elephant gun?
We got the elephant gun thread. Here we
That
go.
was hers.
It's-
Yes. The
Welk.
classic. We need to prove how the ATB system works by giving you the first boss that uses it as a gimmick,
Well, really,
and then it'll never come up again in the entire game.
the thing that this game is doing though is, look, we can animate during a cuts. We can make cutscenes happen during fights.
It is a seismic shift over, Final Fantasy IV, which is our prior experience as children in the United States in the 1990s. 96? I want to say it was 96. The 1990s were a very long decade. Like...
Gru, I'm going to attack the shell
Yeah.
because I queued up my
Getting-
attack.
Getting Terra hit with slow on turn 1 is random, and it effectively ends your speed run. It's over already.
It's over already.
Welk. If you'd like to leave your turn active, you can actually press X to switch which person is active. That's also new to this game. Don't you wish you could do that in Final Fantasy V? Like, hold a ready turn without having to do something.
Bioblaster. Oh, I'm attacking the shell because Bioblaster is an X attack. I'm not that worried about Welk. I'm just trying out moves.
Mm-hmm. No, it's good to try them out now because we're not gonna keep the Magitech armor for very long.
Yeah. Where you just have heal force and everything's free and powerful. One downside of the Pixel Remaster is in ye olde times, if you tried to make Baron ride a or Banon, if you tried to make Banon ride a Chocobo, it would just give you garbage sprites, but it would still work. You try to make General Leo ride a Chocobo, the game crashes. Only if you turn sideways, though.
What's really astonishing about a lot of the glitches and bugs in this old game is that there's just a surprising amount of the time that the game does not crash.
Yeah, the game... That game's work is something of a miracle.
Yeah. I mean, if you've ever looked into the fucking Pokemon Blue...
Oh, yeah.
That, holy smokes, it was like, that thing would just casually break. Like, you would...
Let's see, my split, I got 20 minutes on Welk. How's that, am I on pace? Am I on pace?
We're on...
There's
Oh my god!
yeah, we immediately fight were rats. That's the run right there.
Yeah, let's just suck all the tension out of these scenes. Yeah, bioblast them. The rats.
Bio.
I do love the snappy animations in this game.
The rats love it. Okay.
Yeah, they love the poison.
But they still get the sap on them. That's how you
They
know this
do
is
get poison.
this is an old game where the game doesn't care. It'll absorb the poison but still become poison.
Look, poison is a status, and it works the way it works. What do you want? It actually works kind of funky, like poison escalates in this game. It'll get worse over time, which is kind of exciting when you use it. I've gotten through many a randomizer off of the strength of enemies who absorb every element but can be poisoned.
That is something that the randomizer likes. It's Tridic.
Yep. The Japanese name of this one is something like Van Garlamander. It's wild.
Okay, let's look up Tridic.
Matter of fact, all the espers have like basically just made up names.
Valigarmanda.
Ah, there you go.
Valigarumanda. Also known as Tritalk.
Yeah, Van Garlamander. Okay, sure. But yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, Woolsey just fucking gave up. He's like, I don't know what that is.
The name Valigarmanda is maybe the combination of the mythological creatures Retra the Ice Serpent, the lightning bird Garuda, and the fire serpent or fire lizard Salamander. Well, looks like
Okay.
if that was the
All
case, then he was giving up because they didn't try either. They were just like,
Okay, yeah, game recognized game, I guess. Look, it's three things. It does fire, ice, and lightning. Okay, fine, whatever. Which also blows chunks in this game, because the priority system places absorption at the top. So if a thing has multiple elements and you absorb one of them, you will just absorb it.
yes, they absorb it all.
Yep.
There's a clock over there. I'm allowed to walk around. Whoa. They removed the crown.
Crown. This thing. I'll just keep it casually.
It's a slave crown.
Slave crown! That's right. They cracked the code. They did what the CIA couldn't. Finally mind-controlled somebody. Or like that one lady in the bad Indiana Jones movie. With aliens.
Crystal Skull. Here's our intro screen to Terra. Terra.
Yep.
I mean, I could just name her Terra.
Usually when I play through this game and it gets to the name screens, I get rid of the uppercase. Like everyone's name is in all uppercase and I don't like it. Terra firma.
I'll see how long I can keep that up. Like how quickly I can come up with a fitting name for everyone. I'll have to start.
Give us back the girl. An officer of the Empire? I think she's a peon of the Empire, if we're being honest.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna go talk to your clock. Yeah,
Not gonna turn yourself in?
I mean, do you want me to?
Yeah, why not?
They won't let me.
Yeah, there we go. Well, we tried.
What is it with you and trying to get yourself arrested in the games you play?
Look, it's this and Dragon Age Origins. That's 2 times.
Yeah, hello, Terrace and Chachi. I gave up on Dragon Quarter, so I didn't have the other games set up.
It's alright.
We're playing this instead, because
Perfectly fine.
this is a game I never finished.
Ants will return on my watch. I'll have to somehow start that game over again. Would you like to know something delightful about it? About Dragon Quarter?
Tell me the delightful thing about it.
When you complete the game, you're graded on your performance, basically. And the higher your rating, the better your D ratio becomes, right? One of the things it grades you on is how many times you used a save token to save the game, more being worse.
That's actually fairly common in games, actually.
What other game does something like that?
Every Resident Evil game, most of the Tales games.
Okay, games I don't play.
Yeah, games you don't play.
Games I don't play.
Although,
lots of things do that.
in the Tales games, you get it grades you when you win the game, and then on your New Game Plus, you literally get a currency called grade. Here's Repo Man.
Yep.
You can spend the currency called grade on like extra costumes and like little titles for your characters and items. Usually it's just for fun. But now Resident Evil, all the survival horror games do that too. Like Silent Hill does that too.
I guess I'm just repelled by things that grade me, or video games anyway.
That's very fair.
But I find that sort of thing completely repulsive, and like if a game grades me on my performance, I stop playing. I'm just like, no, this is not the experience I signed up for. Thanks. Hence why I bounced off of DDR so fucking hard.
DDR is a game where the most crushing thing that can happen is you see the word good appear on screen.
Never has good been so bad. It's using its bite technique.
Yeah, I've been bitten by a rat. It really...
Were rat?
It doesn't look much like a were rat. It just looks like a normal rat.
Yeah.
So really it should be a there rat. Because right there is a rat. I like Repo Man. It's a name.
It's a bit unhinged, right? Like,
is he actually supposed to be Repairman because he's got a wrench, or is his Japanese name Repo Man? Like, who's the insane one here? Is it Japanese? Is it Woolsey? Is it both?
Well, I mean, even like regardless of what you call him, he's a hunched over little man with a wrench. That's an enemy in your Final Fantasy? And it's
an evil man.
He never made it though. Like, something about Repo Man is like, it doesn't have the staying power of things like pudding or
Malboro.
Like, yeah, Malboro or Carbuncle. You know, all the Final Fantasy critters that have really made it, earned their place in the annals of Final Fantasy, and come back for every time they make something like completely deranged, like that fucking mobile game. Record Keeper? God, Record Keeper was some of the most unhinged bullshit I've ever seen.
It just had everything. It had Sid Reigns.
Sid Reigns, the classic, everybody's favorite guy, Sid Reigns from Final Fantasy 13. You remember him?
You remember Sid
coming
Reigns?
In at the very end? Sid Reigns?
He's important. It's him.
I don't remember one thing that Sid Reigns said. I'm going to be honest.
I remember I remember.
He's probably just some boring asshole. Everybody is some kind of boring asshole in that game. God.
You're being slave crowned by the evil clown. Slave clowned. He's in sepia, so he's not allowed to make the noise. I don't know, Jello. I know some people who would pay good money for that.
It's just, I don't know. We're breezing by a kind of heavy topic. maybe it's for the best. This is a melodrama, you know.
Yeah, it's heightened.
Video game.
Terra was mind controlled by an evil lieutenant who's trying to become powerful. Speaking of Leo.
Leo mentioned. Guest tall.
Thanks for the sub, Jello.
Guy who looks so much like a Shih Tzu that they made a Shih Tzu dog in Final Fantasy XIV after him.
Really, I think that he looks like a Lhasa, so we'll just have to agree to disagree.
Hmm.
Have you ever heard of subtlety as a concept?
I know writers who use subtext, and they're all cowards.
He just came out with a new book, several actually, in character Garth Marenghi books, and
character Garth Marenghi books.
Yeah, and at least one of them he put up on YouTube with him narrating it. He's like audiobooked all of them. I've been thinking about buying them.
Yo, that sounds kind of sick, actually.
You could get
it would certainly be better than what I've been reading, because the book, man, so when a game is like almost good, I find it fascinating. When a book is almost good, I find it awful.
Just frustrating.
It's just, and that's what happened with this most recent book of mine, where, you know, it's a romance because that's what I read, and like basically the guy is just an annoying asshole who sucks, and it's like, all right, this is Locke.
Yeah, I already knew what his name would be.
No, John. That'll be even funnier later.
It will be. But does he anonymize himself by calling him John? I remember him going undercover.
We'll see how it plays out.
A girl, witch,
Magitech riding Imperial Witch. That's a pretty good epithet.
Yeah.
I think I should. The next time I'm frustrated with a lady, that's what I'm gonna call her, even if she doesn't do any of those things.
John, Final Fantasy. Locke seems like he's going to be the main character if you've played a game like this before, because so many JRPG characters, like main characters, are him. But really, he's just not that important, if I remember correctly.
The Japanese name for Repo Man is Highway. Wow. Hey, Highway Fleam mentioned? Huh? You remember Highway Fleam?
I do not remember Highway Fleam. Is it time for Moogles?
It is time for Moogles.
Wolfmen.
That was from Hylix 2.
Oh!
Yeah.
I need to replay Hylix 2. It's on Archipelago, but I'm not confident that it would be good.
Yeah, Archipelago has, I don't know, it's not really one thing.
Yeah.
Like, every time you do a different game on it, you need like some new way to do it, because this is being cobbled together by just whoever, many different people.
With actual PC games, it tends to be the simplest, because usually the answer is you install a mod and the mod handles it. It's not like, okay, you have to launch BizHawk and then launch this specific client and then get the client to connect with BizHawk using a script.
Right. And load the script in the script loader.
Yeah, but like with Hollow Knight, it's like, just put the room number into your save file name and it just works.
Yeah, the most recent game that I played in an Archipelago was Inscription, and it really was just like, yeah, fire up Mod Manager, launch it modded, enter the room number, you're done, we're connected.
So I just send the Moogles down to clog up holes, right?
You can do it that way. But strictly speaking, all the monster guy fights are optional.
I mastered a new dance.
Oh, also, all of these Moogles are your party members, just in
They're
disguise.
just in disguise.
I forget who all is who. I know that Kutan is Celeste. Oh, also, you might be surprised at who the main character ends up being by the end of this.
The Moogles are strong because they have mithril equipment.
Yeah, Mog in particular is always over-leveled. It's to make up for his kind of garbage stats. But stats are also kind of...
They're not what make or break something. Especially because
you can get away without stats in this game.
Especially because half of them just don't do anything.
Yeah, a lot of them don't do anything.
It's like Dark Souls.
If you do end up caring a lot about stats, then we're in for a bad time, unfortunately.
Well, I know about espers.
Okay.
And
we're not worried about like optimizing.
I just my goal is to defeat the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it helps that this game is piss easy, especially compared to like some of the other things we've been doing.
I'm gonna get a man with a chainsaw and things are gonna go okay. Although I think you have to find the chainsaw in Zozu.
You're correct.
But he starts with the auto crossbow, so who cares?
Okay, so my second younger brother and I have this habit of like giving each other ROM hacks as Christmas presents.
Ooh.
So we just like exchange the same two USB drives back and forth, basically. The one he most recently gave me was a ROM hack of Final Fantasy VI, but this thing was like a massive ROM hack. It was a ROM hack that came along with its own fucking like, what is it? It's like an entire website.
Ooh.
Just dedicated to being a good wiki for all of the things in it. Like, it was wild. Let me see if I probably still have it. It's got to be around here somewhere. Probably in my Final Fantasy VI hacks folder. Yeah, just a fucking... How large is this, actually? Hold on. Of just, like, a website with text. A 27 megabyte website dedicated to outlining everything about the game. So it's, like, all enemy stats. They're...
Which one of these is actually potion?
Both of them heal HP. Tonic 50, potion 250.
Okay, that's high potion.
Ooh, blocked. I didn't realize that we were getting like shithoused by the marshal.
It's fine, I'm invincible.
Does Kamog have this?
Block. Oh, never mind.
Kamog annihilated. But it's okay.
Yeah, especially because
the battle is over, but the campaign continues.
I need to switch to... I think I'm best off using the party that has John in it.
No, probably the one with Mog. John kind of sucks.
Especially because one of them is dead.
And like Mog is level 11.
And these guys are beefed up. They'll be fine.
You could use his special technique if you like.
Yeah, we could dance.
Yeah.
Dance, water, dance.
Show him the dance. Alright, he's brought his dogs back.
Okay, is this one of the ones where you don't want to kill both of his dogs? Was that my mistake?
No, you want to kill them too.
As he started charging after I, We can give him
Yeah,
the...
get him with the Dusk Requiem. Elf fire!
Yeah,
Boom!
get your elf fire, you idiot. Hooray.
But yeah, so that was like this epic fucking ROM hack. My playthrough of that got a lot better once I, started reading the wiki that was there. And I'm like, oh, right, okay.
I'll plop her down. You have a phoenix down, dude.
You'll probably be okay. Look, death is not so bad in this game. They just put you back at the last place you saved with all of the experience you accumulated.
Let's press it and see. It's bad form to be in debt to a Moogle.
It'll probably work out okay. Firma. Gonna have to internalize that for a while.
You could just call her Tara. Like,
Okay.
we know who she is. Plus, the names, the names just, the only reason the names work is because of the name and surname. Terra Firma, John Locke. Really, the hard one is going to be Sabin, because I have no idea what to call him. The beginner classroom. Like,
You say bin, I say can.
is there going to be a chest with a potion in it? Okay, I can't blind my audience. It won't let me do it as fast as I mash.
That's weird. It should. Oh well.
As fast as it was doing was as fast as it would let me, which means there's probably like a few frame cooldown on doing it.
Battle tactics. No thanks.
I got a sleeping bag,
A sleeping bag. Hell yes.
which I need to go.
That's right.
Gotta go talk to that.
We got
bot.
individualized tents. That one's a battle.
Is there gonna be goblins and I take their shoes? That's a doggy. I could have stolen from them. I'm just gonna guess that stealing in this game is awful. And there's like 3 enemies I should steal from and everyone else is basically ignorable.
Yeah, it's mostly pretty wretched. For the most part, you'll just get like a tonic.
That's the Final Fantasy V method where it's potion. Okay, so should I go back up into Narsh or should I leave?
Nah, the police are still after us.
Well, guess we'll leave. This is the pits. Ah, we gotta go to Figaro.
Mm-hmm. We will figure a way out of this.
I like how quick you move on the overworld. Okay, let's don't know any magic, but he steals. In 5, stealing is just leafer. It's like you have to know the enemies to steal. Usually there's like 1 enemy every 3 dungeons worth stealing from. If you want a game about stealing, you should play Final Fantasy IX. That was a game where they realized if we're making our main guy a thief, we should probably incentivize stealing.
I remember doing a lot of stealing in Final Fantasy VI when I was a kid. There's just something about, even if it was wretched, I was like, I
couldn't steal.
The tonic, it's mine. But yeah.
Nah, you don't have
Part
to
of
play.
why it's so horrible.
You don't have to play
Go ahead.
Tetramaster. And you don't have to steal, but you can if you want to.
It's got a base 40% success rate or something. It's really awful. Like, even the best case scenario is like, okay, well, yeah, big gambler energy.
It won't let me go talk to that Chocoban. I want to go talk to him, but if I go past this point, I will leave.
Hop, 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 hop.
Yep, there's your hint at what Figaro
Look
Castle does. What do you mean we're ready to leave? Ah,
Look
and
at these stairs.
there's stairs.
I haven't seen that before. You know?
What?
Look at them go up and down the stairs. It's nice.
They sped up the
That's
animation.
one of the innovations for
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VI here. It really went all out.
I'm gonna guess I should go up. And I'll probably meet some sort of princely man if I just hold up on the D-pad. Would you believe it?
There we go. This young woman? Stop checking her out, dude. What the hell?
I mean, no, he's looking for... He's got to produce some heirs. There's a succession crisis.
That's true. Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a succession
yeah.
crisis, and it's like Sabin is wandering around. Or maybe that's his plan, to adopt one of
his
Sabin's
parents
bastards.
did well enough. Yeah, his parents did well enough at producing an heir and a spare, but
now I gotta
Edgar.
think. Edgar and Sabin.
Well, the Figaro brothers.
Oh, I know.
They're represented by two heads on a coin. Alan.
That I named Sabin Poe. There we go. These games still... I think... Was 7 the first game you played where you just... No. Because these games love sticking royalty in your party.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy 1, the characters aren't really characters. I think in Final Fantasy 2, you're like a thief, a guy who can talk to animals, a kid. Is there... Or am I thinking of Final Fantasy 3?
For a princess?
Or am I thinking of Final... I mix up Final Fantasy 2 and 3 a lot. And then Final Fantasy 4,
no,
you have...
3 is...
You have a
3, you're a group of onion kids.
Yeah, onions. And then 4, you're like secretly a moon prince.
Yeah, and then you become a king.
And you become a
later.
king, and then 5, everybody
you save the world, and they're like, well, I guess you could be king. What does succession mean? Who cares?
everybody's either a princess or a king or something in 5, except for Butts, who's just a guy.
He's just some like local strongman.
Yeah, local
went on a journey.
Local brute, just wandering around with his chocobo. And then in 7, it's corporations. So there are no. The royalty has been, the aristocracy has been killed by money.
We've moved on to a more modern version of aristocracy, right?
Yeah.
That's more egalitarian by fractions, right?
Yeah, the meritocracy of the main character being a child soldier.
Mm-hmm. See, our beauty has captivated him. We're already ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Okay, and your abilities. You mean like me being magic?
I think they're making a lot of hay out of being able to cast fire and cure. That seems like...
You're being very Dr. Venture about this. I'm not normal.
Tara, it's fine, honey. He strikes out with everybody. Don't worry about it. It's not you.
Okay.
This is in fact a very normal response to Edgar.
See, did he go in the
Sorry,
basement?
Alan.
You can call him Edgar.
Okay.
He's-
Nope.
Nope,
That's
can't-
dangerous.
Okay, now I'm playing. I gotta find the cutscene. Just the
Yeah, that guy is not kidding. By the way, if you could somehow walk past him, the first random encounter would definitely murder you.
It's the most modern structure in the world, which is why it's got vents everywhere.
Yeah,
That's how you know something is modern. It's got vents.
vent the castleness. I don't know. I mean, I've heard of castles being drafty, but I didn't think that was something to lean in on, right? Like, they're just making it draftier.
Okay, I'll find the cutscene eventually.
Now you get to talk to Chocoboman.
Yeah, I get to talk
Like
to
you wanted.
Chocobo. Yeah, it's the desert castle. How does your general economy work?
Don't worry about it. Look, you got sand out here. There's one of those deserts that's just sand and nothing else. Not like
Is there like an oil?
most real desert.
Oh, is this castle like an oil platform? Is that why it can move around?
They manufacture items. See? There you go. Manufacturing. That's
we manufacture
that's
things
their
out of sand.
economy. I guess. Maybe it's like iron sand. Maybe you get a lot of
Yeah, we got magnetite here.
there's
Although,
some good stuff there.
if I know, but in Dwarf Fortress, sand is one of the best things to manufacture things out of, because it's an infinite resource that produces mildly valuable goods that are immune to lava.
Wow.
I love sand in Dwarf Fortress. Much like, unlike in real life, where I'm only okay with it. Okay, the Chocobomen have exactly one thing to say.
Chocobos, another staple Final Fantasy creature that broke out of the mold, right?
Yeah,
Chocobo.
I found the cutscene.
Smells like chocobos. This
Oh.
one was in fact optional.
I wonder if how Chocoball felt about their mascot being associated with a smelly bird, because one of the things that's been persistent with Chocobos across all the games is that they stink.
Youth.
Now, I think they were always supposed to be birds, but when Amano drew the art for them, because he was inspired by Mobius art, he was like, I'm just going to turn these into weird birds.
Yet another artist who should have been stopped.
I'm
Not a fan of Amano art.
I'm using Amano art on the stream right now. I had to fill in half the screen with something because of the game's aspect ratio.
Blast and damn.
So
All right, well,
I used the box art.
here's Saban.
There we go. Edgar Allan Poe. Okay.
See, that kid saying that it's kind of cute at first, but then when you realize how much Edgar sucks, it might make you think that could be his genuine game plan.
That's its backup plans. In case all of his marriage prospects fail out, the Figaro line must continue. We'll just have to wait. Sure, I'll take a nap. You gotta know. You gotta judge a game by its end sound. Yeah, that was okay.
There's this audio shitpost I heard this one time that was like, what if the going to sleep in an inn theme lasted for 3 minutes?
What happens if I just try to leave?
You
Nope.
can leave.
They let me leave.
There's not much to do out here, but
Yeah.
you know, you could go back to Narsh. You could find a chocobo stable and ride a chocobo while a vocoded voice says the word chocobo at you. You know.
Okay, where's the cutscene at? Is it up here? Did he go on the roof?
I think he's actually back in the throne room. Like a jerk. I don't fully remember how this part works.
Oh, I the Chancellor was ghostwriting.
Yeah.
What if you can get him to clip into that statue that way? Okay, he went back here.
Hello.
Well, not every game can have good chocobo themes. You've got Chocobo Hot and Cold from 9, and then you think you can ride that chocobo from 13 too. And everything else is inferior.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I was gonna say. It's one of the only good parts of Final Fantasy 13 too. Somehow a game that exists.
Got sand in my boots. They're dusting him off.
All set, sir. Although Setzer comes later.
Yeah, Setzer comes later. Hey, you gotta make an appointment. The king's a busy man. He's tuning his crossbow.
And now he's you. You're him. Congratulations. You've been promoted.
It's not letting me talk to Kefka. Okay, I'm leaving. It's okay, now it allows me to talk to Kefka. How odd. An elf of little consequence. And no courage and consequences stolen my razor.
Yeah, you can tell that this person isn't all that consequential to them because they sent one of their fucking generals personally. Yeah. Like
stole something of minor value. The Empire not one for subtlety. They don't know how to play poker.
Yeah. Trying to figure out what their game actually is. Sure ain't poker.
Maybe that's
it's I mean, if you're playing poker, they're playing Balatro. Let's be real.
He's missing a few buttons on what, his shirt?
His brain.
Well, I would hope that I would hope your brain is missing buttons, because it's not supposed to have any of those. It's like saying, man, your brain's a few bones short, huh? Not enough bones in your brain? Like, what?
Got a lot.
Am I supposed?
Not a lot of rattling happening up in that skull cage you got there.
Am I supposed to have bones in my brain? Sometimes I hate being a kid.
A couple, sort of close-ish. Your ear is part of your brain, right? Had like tiny little bones.
You do have bones in your ear that are very close to your brain, but I don't think they're directly connected.
Yeah, probably not actually in the brain.
Oh, so
but I don't know. It's been a long time since my cognitive neuroscience course. A lot of that knowledge is kind of fallen out of this brain. So
maybe that's why you need the bones in there to plug up the hole so that the knowledge doesn't fall out.
Oh yeah. Got to talking about buttons. Guy's a couple buttons short.
Okay, again, how many times is the game going to have characters walk off in opposite directions and expect me to talk to one of them?
I want to say it doesn't actually happen that much, but it's been a while since I, had this kind of perspective on this game.
Yeah, where you've
go out the right door here.
Oh, okay.
No. Up, yeah. Good gravy. Because we have to find Locke, and he went over this way.
Okay, he went here. I gotta
Yeah.
find the cutscene. But he's leading me
If
down.
you put this much together, then he sort of does the rest for you. But it's like, why would you think to go there? You just kind of have to figure it out.
Listen, signposting is hard. If this were a modern game, there would just be a floating marker on screen that would describe to you where to go.
Is it true you're a thief?
I'm an archaeologist.
I like to imagine him screaming every time he does all caps.
Kaz likes it when someone screams. Big surprise.
Yep. I'm right to say it. You know what? Not nearly enough screams in this game.
The Returners.
You know, like when people would say back in the 1950s that something will be a scream, as if to call it like fun.
Because they loved screaming back then.
Screaming. The only good thing about the 1950s.
No, since they're called the Returners, that just makes me think of the song.
What song?
I would walk 1,000 miles.
Oh God!
Because the song by the Returners.
It's two weird Scottish guys. Yeah. Although that's like redundant. No one from Scotland is okay.
Well, prolonged contact with the English will do that to a people.
Mm-hmm. Have an entire border. Ugh.
I have long postulated that the reason that the English are like that is some sort of gangrene of the brain that is caused by a lack of vitamin D from sunlight and water exposure. You know how soldiers would get gangrene because they wouldn't change their socks every day and their feet would get wet? Well, imagine that happening to your brain every day, your entire life, for thousands of years of your civilization.
I don't wear socks on my head, though. No,
but you do have
at least one piece missing here.
What's it called? It's the mingen, the thing that minginitis happens to.
Meningitis. That can't be right.
Meningitis is the swelling of the membrane of the brain that causes a pressure on the brain. It's like it can happen from blunt trauma, but also usually from infection. And I think that their brain sock got wet due to the rain.
Brain sock. Okay.
And it caused them to get brain green.
Brain green. Okay. Sure.
Which is gangrene of the brain.
Right.
And that's why
that would explain the food.
Yeah, it's why they boil all their sausages 3 times. Now the Empire are attacking. If only we could pull some kind of lever. I have to walk and talk to
them. This is supposed to be some big coup, like we're, really pulling a fast one on them, got planned down to the last detail, right, to flummox the Empire. As part of our plan, we have 2 guys whose dedicated function is freaking the fuck out. Look at them go.
Look at them go. Is this a Beavis and Butthead reference?
It's
probably. It's contemporary.
It would have been contemporary, yeah.
I mean, at this time in my life, I was watching Beavis and Butthead.
Get ready.
Yeah.
I think I had moved on to, The Max.
Oh, The Max.
You remember when they had those, weird indie cartoons on MTV?
The Max and, or what's the other one? Not Deus Ex. One with the lady catches a fly with her eyelashes.
Aeon Flux.
Aeon Flux.
Yeah.
We have the Chocobo plan so they don't know that our castle is submersible. No, okay, then we just have them submerge the castle.
Now we just...
And those 2
dive now!
Hopefully those 2 guys on the roof are all fine. Maybe we'll get to see them.
They'll be fine. See, it slurps in the hallway.
Yeah.
We have to lower our profile a little to do the digging. This very practical structure that we've built here that can just do this.
I mean, the Ronka people were basically doing the same thing.
I hope he doesn't call us a son of a submariner.
That'd be really disappointing if you did that.
Okay. Do you want the special cutscene?
What? Do
that
I
can happen
lose?
in this fight?
Do I have to lose,
No.
or what do I do?
No. You just
Sure.
have to have Firma use fire.
Oh, I knew about that.
Oh, okay.
Where they freak out that she used this magic. Although I'm probably...
Yeah.
Does it have to be specifically fire, or... Because I kind of need the
I-
heal.
I think it has to be fire, but it doesn't matter. It's just a funny little thing. Also, depending on
Oh, there we go.
what emulation... Oh, Cure will do it. Yeah, depending on what emulator you're using, the cutscene kind of breaks. It looks funny.
I'm using BizHawk because I couldn't be bothered to set up my other emulator. She's loaded for bear. Little money.
Magic?
Broth of bean. What? What is this supposed to represent?
They're whispering. I like that the guys in the Magitech armor are watching this play out. They're like, no.
Yeah.
Give them space.
Nah, let them cook. What are they doing over there? They're probably trying to distract us.
Piloting gigantic machines that are also infused with magic, but that's not special, I guess. You know, whatever.
I mean, okay. If I have a device that allows me to make a phone call, that is not special. If I could just do it, like, if I could call you right now with just my body and make your phone ring, that would be special.
I mean, I guess. That also sounds like one of the most annoying superpowers ever contrived.
I mean,
The cutscene didn't break. Oh, man.
It
about
depends. Can my brain receive calls? Can I get spam calls in my brain?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. You, like, I already don't sleep now. I would never sleep again. Like, yikes. I say that as a jokey thing, but there was... Do you remember that MMO from back in the day? It was like City of Heroes, I think it was called.
Yes.
Where you played as a superhero.
I do remember City of Heroes.
That came along with a comic book, and one of the characters in that comic book could
God
create
damn it.
cell signal. He called us the son of a submariner.
God
No,
damn it. That's so disappointing.
I can't believe it. It's it gets you right in the. You know, words hurt, Kefka. Come on. Gonna be sad about that for hours.
Bannon.
That's right. He's gonna Hulk out any minute.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like a bunch of the characters are in this room and they've been cut off from like the outside world, and one of them can just be like, "Oh, well, I can create cell signals, so we're good. I'll just do that." I'm like, you what?
Properly explored, that would be a very powerful power. Because a cell signal is just a microwave. If you could take a cell signal, you could probably just fucking microwave people alive.
See, I wanted to take this to the next level. I want a guy who's like a villain, and his name is Dead Zone, and he can do the opposite.
Yeah. I'm here to disrupt your Doppler radar so that you will not be able to be prepared for the Weather Dominator.
Well, yeah, but no. He can also like alternate zones of it very quickly to make a barrier of cell phones that are just surrounding him at all times, blocking for him, you know?
Yeah, it's like
in a
Magneto.
fight. Yeah, he's just like Magneto, except far stranger and more dumb. Dead Zone.
Dead Zone. That's
Even has a cool name.
That's a Spider-Man villain, is what you're describing.
You know how all Batman villains are some kind of like dark mirror of one aspect of him, like his personality, you know? Two-Face is because he leads a double life, and the Penguin because he's a rich guy.
Harley Quinn because he secretly likes clowns.
You know, I don't actually know what her angle is.
Her angle is that Bruce Timm thought of a horny clown design and it became legendary. I think that's the long
I
and
mean,
short of it.
deservedly.
Yeah,
We
deservedly.
all love Harley Quinn.
He was
Come on.
correct. But I think that's all there
He's got
was to
it.
it. He's got it. You know, I forgot where he told me to go to. Are we going back up to Narsh?
So this is Narsh. You don't want to be here. We want to turn around and kind of go the complete opposite way.
Okay.
We want to end up sort of at the bottom of the continent, and there's a hole there.
I tried going to the dots, but didn't see anything that looked interactable, but how little I know. I gotta find a hole.
Yep. But every Spider-Man villain, by contrast, has nothing to do with Spider-Man and is just some, like, freak. Okay, now you have to get off of the Chocobo.
And they run
There
away.
you go. Okay.
Actually, probably prudent.
Saving the game.
I love saving my game.
We did it. Hello. So this guy would have prevented you from like getting too far afield of the castle if you were, wandering around as Terra earlier.
Ah,
And there's a little turtle.
do you have any pizza?
Yeah, sadly not a legendary sage like some other Final Fantasy games.
Why am I attacking? I should be using auto crossbow. I should set cursor memory on just so that it knows I want to use auto crossbow.
Oh, speaking of, there are some things in Figaro that we might want to purchase, except it's gone now, so we can't. So we'll get that shit later.
I didn't even know I could purchase things there.
Yeah, so in the room with the Chancellor, there were doors to the left and right. Each one leads to a shop.
Could I have bought machine tools for my man?
Yes, 2 of them. Well, 3 actually.
I'm not that. Are they better than auto crossbow?
One of them is
Then
in
damn.
certain situations.
In certain
Also, we can buy them in South Figaro. It's fine. We're on our way there.
This is Bleary.
Yep, that's Bleary. But yeah, I think Final Fantasy VI remains an inspiration because, like, some games will try to make their monsters make sense. Like, you're in a cave, so you fight cave creatures. Final Fantasy VI, they're like, nah, this guy, he's a
worm.
Meat guy with wheels, or like a small man with a wrench.
Small man with a wrench.
Just make it make sense. Who gives a shit?
It's
just awesome.
Just feed this stray cat to your feral child, and everything will be all right.
Yeah, some of them are like obviously humanoid creatures, or even just people, and we're just fine killing them in the street. Whatever.
I mean, this is war, Kaz.
Is it?
Against the Empire.
Okay. Well, do all these creatures work for the Empire?
Yeah.
How do they have so many creatures on their payroll?
They've been ensorcelled by an evil clown. Well, I meant that as why we're okay killing men. But I guess we're deciding that they work for the clown.
Oh, also, you shouldn't worry about missing treasure chests, because certain treasure chests in the game evolve.
Yeah, they get better
after events transpire, and you
Yeah.
get better stuff later.
I don't know which ones to specifically ignore for that, but as far as I know, it's mostly stuff like potions becoming like good potions rather than like equipment getting better.
Now, there's plenty of equipment, but
I'm not worried about it.
again, game is really easy, so it's like, this is one of those like, if you know
Rhodox
literally everything
and Grease
right.
Monk.
Whatever the fuck that is, a little
Well, it's Rodox.
Corkscrew tail popping out of a hole. This is what became of Skull Eater. Now it's this.
Now it's him.
Sean gained a level.
I think this was the game being easy is like a consequence of it's a tonic.
Delightful.
It's a case of it reminds me of Stoneforge Mystic and Batterskull. Like they were designed at similar times, but not necessarily by the same people. And like when they were designing Batterskull, the guy doing it saw that Stoneforge Mystic was out, and he was like, okay, I know that if we make these cards work like this, it's going to be very overpowered. I'm not going to let that get in the way of my cool idea. So it's like, so Final Fantasy VI is very much, oh, he has a crossbow and it fires bolts everywhere and it's powerful. I was like, wouldn't that just being able to all cast or powerful attack for free always be really powerful? Yes.
Yeah, it turns out that is pretty powerful. Okay, here we can pick up Noise Blaster and Bio Blaster. These are your tools.
I can buy some stuff.
There is one thing that I definitely want you to purchase.
Yeah?
But that's in a different shop. You'll probably be happy about it.
Is it the thing that lets you run?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go look at the relic shop. Wherever that is. Perhaps it's that over there with the oil lamp.
The oil lamp is an item shop.
It's a cafe. I do like items. $1,200 for a tent is ridiculous. We'll find the relic shop. But first
Tent's pretty powerful. It's like 4 elixirs. Buddy,
you have no idea how close you are to getting crossbowed. Or maybe I'll try out my Bio Blaster.
See, barrel tonics are just a matter of the commons, you know? That's everybody gets one.
Has war really begun? Searching crates for green cherries. I believe that unimps you.
Correct. It cures the imp status.
I'm willing to bet that green cherry was cucumber. Yeah. Because the way you get a Kappa to leave you alone is to... Do you give him a cucumber with his name on it or a cucumber with your name on it?
Having never done such a thing, I cannot speak from experience.
Because, like, there's that, and if you get him to bow, water will run out of the dish on top of his head, and then he'll faint.
That seems kind of mean.
Well, they do try to drown you. Kappas aren't, like, nice.
I love how they just talked about, like, 4 different relics, and only one of them is one that you can purchase. Yeah. They're like, doesn't that sound cool? Don't you want to jump or, like, two-hand your weapon?
Any of these I should buy?
Later. Okay, well, goggles prevent blindness, which is a status that doesn't do anything in this game because it's bugged. Star Pendant will prevent poison. Jewel Ring prevents both, so it's more expensive than the Star Pendant for no reason. And True Knight will turn whoever's wearing it into a paladin. They'll like cover for people who are low.
That seems like useful to have in the abstract.
I think it's got some stats attached to it too. It's kind of fine. Yeah, relics.
Now you get to decide
relic system.
Who gets the relic? Who's going to stay in the party the longest? I think we're stuck with Locke for a while.
The real answer is probably purchasing 3 of these right now, but we can wait on that. There are other shops that have sprint shoes in them.
I mean, I do have some. Wait, is it letting me sell things I have equipped?
Nope.
So I bought 2 Regal Cutlasses. I only have 1 Mithril Blade. But it shows up here.
What if you open your inventory without being in an item shop? It should look the same. Yeah, you have more Mithril Blades than you thought.
Well, I bought 2 Mithril Cutlasses and... Okay, there's an easy way to test it. I have 1 Dirk. Equip Dirk. Interesting. Did I accidentally buy more than I needed? Whatever, who cares?
I think so, but eh.
I'll just buy another sprint shoes, and then I'll have 2. The other one can stay in the inventory until I need it.
Yeah. It'll be good.
Blindness being broken makes me think of Morrowind. Because an unpatched Morrowind blindness is also broken, where it actually adds to your hit chance rather than removes from it.
Holy shit.
And there's an item in the game that gives you 100% blind all the time. So
God.
You can't actually see anything because the screen is black, but if you attack something, you're basically guaranteed to hit.
Oh my god.
Those boots also give you 250 bonus speed, so they're very popular.
Oh, boots of blinding speed.
Yes, they give you
okay.
They give you lots of
That's
speed
cute.
and they blind you.
This town will go down fighting.
Okay, he wanted to come to South Figaro for some reason. He wanted to meet Bannon. You gotta mount Colts to pick up Sabin, I guess.
Yeah, this is just sort of a waypoint on our journey. You can get a little cutscene with Shadow if you want.
I'm sure that man's not important.
He's in the cafe. That's what he thinks about it. Much to his... Well, I guess that'll be for later.
I mean, I know he's a belligerent father. I know a lot of things about this game. I just haven't beaten it.
Okay.
I cannot be spoiled.
He's
I know
Realm's dad.
He's Realm's dad. Okay, I forgot exactly who's. He's got a doggy. I can't talk to the doggy.
He and
Shadow.
Realm are the only ones who can wear the memento ring, which is his wife or mom kind of thing. That's who it's a memento of, which also prevents death, which is strange because she died, so it didn't work that well for her. Maybe that's mean of me to say.
This is a good name for a ninja.
Sonic. Shadow also isn't his given name, so.
Is Sonic the Hedgehog's given name, or is it his nom de guerre? What is this? What is this Christian name?
Yeah, I know Miles Tails per hour.
Yeah, Miles Tails per hour. and then Amy
Don't
Rose.
actually know.
That is
Amy
Amy, that's a normal name for a person. But then you've got Cream and Charmy B,
Vector.
Vector,
Mighty.
yeah, Mighty.
You know, all the Knuckles chaotics. All them up in.
There's lots of names in the Sonic verse, and only some of them make sense. Okay,
Rhinotar.
We'll try. Wait.
Hmm?
My other thing
What?
isn't here. I bought
What other
Bioblaster,
thing?
but didn't I have like Sound Blaster or something?
You didn't buy the Noise Blaster.
There's
It's
just
just in the shop menu, and you didn't buy it.
Is there something wrong with my brain? Yeah, I have been feeling weird today, but I didn't think it was to this extent.
Game goes by in a blur, you know. It's kinda. I go into a shop. I don't know what I come out with.
I would describe how I'm feeling somewhat like a fugue state, so that's not completely out of the ordinary.
And here I was thinking I should definitely be completely housed while we play these. But
I just didn't buy the Noise Blaster. I got so excited by swords that...
Oh no, you're like that guy from the meme. The 8 of swords. Absolutely twisted, coming home with an armful of swords. 9 of swords. Waking up the next day, all these swords. What have I done?
Like, I know how it is. You ever been to a strip mall and just saw, like, I could buy a sword right now.
Oh man, mall sword. The classics of quality. That's Gormful Gaming.
That is Gormful Gaming.
Redline.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, I love that movie. Redline.
It's either the greatest or second greatest OVA ever made. Either behind of or just ahead of Black Lion, of course.
I will say that having watched it 3 times in the last year, I am about at my limit of how often I can watch Redline, but probably 1 or 2 more times this year, I think.
So you gotta get your training in for your endurance watches of things. You'll never beat my Shrek the Third record at this rate.
Yeah, that's not something I do to myself.
If you can't even watch a movie you like 4 times,
I
you'll
have
never watch a movie you hate 6 times in a row.
an iota of self-care in my person. I'm able to love myself enough to do that, you know.
Burn out to the fade away. It's a Saban's house.
I think neither would be good, actually. I don't need to do either of those things. Oh, you can sleep in one of the beds. It's like a free inn.
There's an old man. There you go. Honestly, this end chime kind of sucks.
Ooh. Bring out the burn. Okay.
It's not like the classic Final Fantasy one, which everybody likes, but
Which one is that?
like, I can't produce it. It's in most of them though. It's at least in like Final.
I thought they were different every time. I don't know.
I'll have to
I can recall the Final Fantasy IV inn or cabin or tent sound.
Where's Crab Meats at? They always have the answer for this kind of thing. I trust them implicitly when it comes to JRPGs. Also, they made an Uma Musume Death Grips AMV after I kept jokingly doing it during my anime streams, and it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's good to know when you're the impetus for great art.
It's pretty profound. Mount Colts.
Mount Colts.
We're here.
Great
in this place.
Great music here.
See, it's a mountain, so we fight mountain creatures like Tusker.
Is this a countering enemy?
Those do exist, but I don't know if these are they.
Yeah, big surprise that a new Amatsu game has good music. It's like a guy who was put on the planet Earth in order to master the electro organ.
Gotta be honest, I find Final Fantasy VI music mostly mid. It does have Dancing Mad, of course, which is like one of the greatest things ever made. So it kind of balances out that way in my mind.
I think I do like Final Fantasy V's music more, but that could just be me being a Final Fantasy V simp, which is the case. I'm not coming to the realization that I didn't buy armor because I was broke. And I'm noticing that because enemies are kind of casually bodying me.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you dedicate Terra and Edgar to using their abilities instead of the fight command, then you get like double defense for free there, kind of.
Oh, I can't all cast fire?
You have to hit L or R to do it.
Ah. Secret menu.
It was in the manual.
That's I didn't read the manual because I'm a fool.
The manual, not only does the manual explain what all the buttons do, it also has a walkthrough of the game up until like the split scenarios, which hasn't happened yet. So we would still be in like manual walkthrough territory in here. Like, that's how they did things. Instead of like a flashing marker on the screen or like a compass, that's what we had.
I think
we had the manual.
I think Lunar and Wild Arms also both did that.
Yes. And Lunar for sure. Well, Lunar Silver Star story complete. Let me be real.
Okay, let's yeah. Where my precious Phoenix Downs.
Soon enough, we'll have like good party members, and things won't be that bad. Well, for a while anyway.
Wonder who that mysterious character is.
Got the antidote. It's one of those poisonous eagles I heard about.
Why are there so many poison eagles? Is that like a folklore thing?
I don't know. It's very funny to think of, though.
Did a guy like get infected from a eagle claw bite or scratch, and like it made a?
It's like, oh, they must be envenomed.
Yeah.
How could it? How could this wound have gone so, like, gnarly and it's full of pus now?
How much
All I did was like never wash it.
How much of a folklore is that though? Just like a thing happened and then it became a story. It's hard to say.
It usually happens in the woods.
Yeah.
Like anything that classic folklore shit is like, you know, don't go into the woods.
Don't go in the woods.
Something happens. You'll be in the woods and it's awful. It's full of horrible monsters. They're all terrifying.
Oh, I stole a bandana from that
Yo,
brawler.
nice. It's yours now.
I own it.
Stealing his bandana makes his hair fall in his eyes, and he's like, "Oh no!" Gets all flustered and flummoxed.
You know what? I'm not going to collect that chest just for you.
Hey, you got the preemptive. Get that bandana money.
If they don't die to one auto crossbow, like, theoretically I could noise blaster them instead, but then they don't die to 2 auto crossbows.
Well, you could blast the noise and then bioblast them. That won't unconfuse them.
That's true.
Serpius.
Now they missed. But now they're autoed crossbow.
You can thank your bandana for that one.
I think my bandana every day. Really, Luck should have already been wearing a bandana. Look at him.
Yeah, right? It's got the Solid Snake headband.
Well, it should give him infinite ammo then.
Hmm.
That's what the headband does in that game. Oh, he survived.
He's got like 1 hit point left.
Give him the crit.
Oh yeah, attacks can actually critical in this. Unlike Final Fantasy V, where it's like 2 specific things are permitted to crit.
I could use a sleeping bag,
Yeah.
which I think I will use.
They're pretty cheap, and it does an elixir. But you have to be standing in a special spot.
I do like standing in special spots. Okay, when am I going to get poisoned?
Now.
I'm prescient. Yeah, Ant Dot pretty good.
Oh, here it comes. Oh, not poison.
Not poison.
Hey, we did it.
You put magic princesses to shame. You should be craving the poison. You know nothing of your heritage.
I'm craving the poison.
I frequently am as well.
Oh, there it is. Bane touch. Poison.
Yeah, you're poisoned. I've touched poison.
God. Fuck's he gonna do? Gave you the Bane touch. Thank you for sparing us of what the poison does to your walking animation.
I'm sure it's completely ruinous. Contemporary games sure liked to do that. Oh, we got a full mold.
Still tonic X1.
Nice. Did I get a soft? Can I be petrified at this point?
There aren't any enemies that we've encountered who can do that, I'm pretty sure.
Just letting you know that it exists. Is there a thing in folklore about golden needles? I don't recall that part of the Midas myths or anything, or
yeah, I've never heard of that.
Not Midas, but Gorgons. Because, of course, there are golden needles in Final Fantasy. There are gold needles in Elden Ring?
All right. 1 poisoning, 1 antidote. We're good. We're good. We're covered.
Yeah, we're, okay. Hello, large man.
Yeah. This fight might be tough.
I'm confident in my abilities. Don't matter. Want some rye?
And how unlucky it is that you've run into me!
Ipu.
Vargas! That's right.
Okay, Noise Blaster didn't work.
We could blast him with bio.
I could Bioblast him. Let's see what a multi-cure looks like before deciding my next move. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. He's pretty good. Heck, maybe if we get this bear out of the way, we'll be able to attack the extremely tall man, who's like larger than a bear.
That's what Kung Fu does to you. It makes you larger than a bear.
Hmm.
I should probably have Terra heal herself, but...
Is she gonna die from 55? Maybe.
I got his tonic!
Got his tonic! Oh, he's pissed now. He took his lucky tonic.
I think Bioblaster was better than... That was 200, and then the other one was like... enough!
Off with you now.
Oh, yeah.
Is that you, Poe? How could you do your own father in... Like, the... God.
They have to work around... They can't say, you murdered your father!
Yeah, you can't say kill or murder, but you... Or, like...
Do in.
Die. It's do in. It's... like...
But, didn't we establish that Vargas hated being trained in the first place? What if Vargas's dad just sucked? Okay, if you train your son to be a martial artist, and then train some other guy to be a martial artist, and don't pick your son to succeed you, just in the realm of, like, Kung Fu schools, isn't that like opening yourself up to getting murdered? Like, isn't that like...
Oh, absolutely. That's the plot for like 50 Kung Fu movies at least. It's gotta be.
It's like, you spurn your son and you like... You can't blame him for like that's the revenge plot. Next you'll say you threw him into a canyon after you chose this other guy to be his successor instead of your son. And then... Yeah, kick the bucket. Ah.
You're a liar!
Have a taste of my superior technique.
Mortal attack, Blizzard Fist. Now we have to show him an even greater technique, something that's more powerful and dramatic than summoning a blizzard with your like fists alone. Are you ready? Or putting the fucking fist to the North Star, you die in 30 seconds thing.
I have to think of a fighting game input to do.
There's only one that will complete the fight.
Yep, okay.
Incorrect blitz input.
They don't tell you what the input is, do they? It's in the manual, probably.
I think that it says use pommel on him, which is your first technique, which is forward, back, forward.
That's very funny because what I did back the first one I tried was back forward back. I tried doing a Hadoken input, but apparently I did the backwards Hadoken input.
What the? That's right. The impressive power of punching many times. I got him. Sure, you can summon a blizzard with your kung fu, but what if I punched you like 3 or 4 times?
I do like that they get across with a sprite that Sabin is like jacked. That's hard to do with sprites of this like size. Like they emphasize that he's got really broad shoulders and big arms. Whereas, and it's just because he's not wearing a coat, I think, because Locke is wearing a coat, and that the collar makes him seem narrower.
That would be the parts of the sprite that would be reserved for clothes is
it's
not
just,
on
it's just
him.
him.
It's arms.
Yeah, 16 by 24 bodybuilder. Yeah. Bodybuilder.
Oh man, that's like a what do you call it? A backhanded compliment that I got from like, you know, I worked at a computer lab, just sort of like, you know, making sure people didn't eat, or if they needed help, we would help them, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it was Halloween, and this one lady asks, "Are you like in costume as a buff guy?" And I'm like, "Well, no. I mean, thank you, but." Because I had an outfit that was like the pilots in Battlestar Galactica. They're like, you know, when they're in their bunks, they wear like two different like sizes of a shirt, where you could see one below the other. It's a weird look, but it was mine.
It was your look. You were rocking the battle. You were rocking the guy's Baltar.
I got accused of costuming as a buff guy, and I'm like, no, that's just me. Come on. What kind of costume would that even be? What a ridiculous question. Who could answer yes to that question? You know, like, I
know what. That's what you should say in that situation. Say yes.
You nailed it. Yeah. No, you're right, ma'am.
You're absolutely correct, madam. Two brothers, undefeatable. Well, really, it seems like Duncan should have made it clearer that he appreciated his son, rather than leaving it ambiguous.
Well, now it's time to learn some fighting game inputs.
Yeah, there's like
you can perceive them in the menu.
Not this menu, I imagine.
No.
Well, I'm just going to do the one I know works in this situation. I'm just trying some at random to see if it does anything. Nope. Didn't work.
Yeah, the Blitz input system is surprisingly permissive. If it needs a diagonal input, it will accept either, either cardinal that the diagonal belongs to. Now we've got 3. It's got a Hadoken.
You got Hadoken, or then you've got
XY down up.
XY down up. No, this one's hard because my controller is opposite of what that's supposed to be, but...
Oh, in this, X is the top button, and Y the left side one?
Press X.
But that's fine, because that technique actually sucks. It's very poor. It's structured to deal group damage, but only hits a single target, so it's just weak for no reason. And then there's the one that's the best one, which is the Hadoken, which can be performed with either down left or down left. You don't even need to be any good at fighting games at all.
I'm sure we'll try it out. I guess right now.
Yeah, the only drawback to it is that you don't pick a target, but that frequently doesn't matter because the thing that you're fighting is like, a single target anyway. It's a boss, whatever. It's based on his magic stats, so as soon as we get any way to boost that, we want to. And thanks to him doing that all the time, you can put him in the back row safely and not cut down on his damage at all. Aura Blast.
Seems reasonable.
Oh, it also does bonus damage to undead creatures, in case we needed, like...
Well,
in case it needed to be better, I don't know.
It's mystical. Listen, Kaz, they were going to let balance get in the way of their cool idea.
Never. Single-player games don't need to be balanced anyway, right?
Exactly. You make your game boring by...
Just let them cook.
Yeah, you make your game boring by worrying about that.
People will find their own challenge, They'll do unhinged things like complete the game with only 3 party members, each one in a party of their own in the final area. Which is something I have done before.
Or beat a game without using the left stick.
Yeah.
There's a thing here. This looks awfully a lot. This is, I guess, the Returner's hideout. The exterior was the exact same exterior from the past we were just in, so I got slightly confused.
Mm-hmm. King Allen.
It's King Allen. They took the time to put wood panel floor in their cave. You got to make it homey. Taking your chest of potion.
We brought the girl with us.
Espers?
She the girl. They're talking about her like she's not here, which is a little rude, I think.
Well,
yeah, Tara is not feeling it.
Are they? Is she being? She's being objectified in a very literal sense, where
yep.
She's a means of war rather than a person.
Yeah. Now that she, an asset, is on our side, we can make good use of her.
Carrier pigeons.
Like any other tool. Stay where you are. Then he tells us the myth of fucking
the man who opened Pandora's box.
Pandora. Yeah.
It was Pandora's box, and she didn't want to open it. But then some guy came over and opened it for her.
It's always some fucking guy.
Some fucking guy. Some fuckboy opened Pandora's stupid box.
You cannot let a queen just have a nice box.
Cass, you can't say
that. Well, I mean...
Greed, pride. Hope.
We now confront these evils. Well, they foist the weight of this entire conflict onto you specifically.
I've watched a Gundam before. I know how
this
pans out. Which I think is a reason. I mean...
It worked great in, like, Neon Genesis Evangelion, right?
Yeah, I mean, Amuro only has to last till the end of the war. After the war, he can succumb to his mental illness all he wants. But for the time being, he has to get in the fucking Gundam.
Get the Gundam. The Phoenix down.
Okay. Yeah. I have no one. I'm just myself.
Tara gets such a shit version of, like, real friends. It's awful. Like, she wakes up with no memories of being some kind of warrior. And was literally enslaved and mind controlled. And the first thing her new friends do is try to use her for their own ends. And all she wants is to have a real friend, and she can't.
And the worst part is, their beds are powered by fucking Bitcoin.
Oh God,
that's disgusting.
No, that's a Bitcoin bed.
It's the bit bed. How disgusting. Starting to think these returners are maybe the baddies. If only there was some other group that we could side with that weren't Nazis. Membership is sore. Yeah.
Yeah. Things are looking up.
Can I get something to order at the bar? I can. I can buy some sprint shoes.
Nice.
Echo,
That'll have us covered basically forever.
Echo screen. I'm going to buy 3 of these.
It's true, we might ever get muted.
You can't buy antidotes here. You can buy eye drops that don't do anything.
I hope you got enough of them from the monsters or whatever. I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, Tara could also cast Antdot.
Yeah,
so that'll have us
she can cast Antdot.
covered for that scenario. Look, I know he's kind of a shithead, but you can trust him.
Yeah, don't tell him I said that.
He would never let me hear the end of it.
Where's the version of that meme that's like the really big-headed guy with the jacked guy next to him saying, "Where do you study?" And he says the library, except it's Saban and Edgar.
Where do you work out? The library. Like Edgar with his huge head.
I guess I'll sleep in the Bitcoin bed. Yeah, an echo screen is like a dog cone. Like a dog cone like the kind you put on to keep your dog from biting their stitches, or the dog who hears his master's voice, like through the gramophone. That seems like it would make more sense. I believe it's some kind of grass in most of the games, but sure. If you don't know what to make a status item, just make it some kind of grass.
It's like a handful of watercress, like in Demon's Souls.
They had to do that a lot in Demon's Souls because they had like 12 versions of the same item. So it was like quarterman
I think
grass,
there's a secret passage
grass.
if you go up and to the right. You just walk through the wall there on the right. Not here? Okay. I'm not. Oh.
Gotta go down first.
All right. My ancient knowledge
of White Cape.
Good. White Cape became one of my favorite items after a while.
Double your magic evade, which is all evade.
Nominally, it prevents imp and mute, but it also gives you magic evade, which doubles his regular evade.
But you know what? Sure.
Look at that. M block up to 17. Block.
Yeah, where's Edgar at?
He's in Bannon's room. Bannon's outside, but we can't talk to him yet.
Was this not? Ah, here we go.
Okay, I mean, he at least partially gets it.
Yeah, he is part. And then he goes and hides in the corner.
I'm hiding my shame from God. Don't tell him I'm here.
It's like, okay, we're doomed to die if you don't help us, but you know, no pressure.
No pressure. We want you to make up your own mind.
Make up your own mind, but do bear in mind, if you just decide to go live free on your own, you are condemning us all to death.
The fun part is that you can actually tell him no. And if you tell him no 3 times, you get a different relic.
Is that a better relic?
Side grade, like, if you say yes to him, you get a gauntlet, which lets you, like, 2-hand a weapon. If you say no 3 times, you get the Genji glove, which lets you equip a weapon in both hands. Both of these are good. The gauntlet comes along with defense, also. I don't know.
Genji equipment seems like it's probably harder to get.
They're both pretty hard to get.
No.
But I love saying no to him. Because he looks dejected. And I think it's correct for Tara to say no. Fuck these guys. Like, how could you? I'm like a young adult, or maybe even a child. I don't know. It's not really clear.
Magical teenager. I spurn you thrice. I'm not a creature of hope.
Terra also is not in a great place. She's still in her own head and is like deeply internalizing all of these external problems as if she is the thing that's wrong.
Okay, she was forced to kill a bunch of people. She might have already had depression, and then she had a magic thing on her brain that was sapping her free will. Who knows what it's like to be like in that situation?
Yeah, no. I mean, her noodle's a mess. She needs therapy. She doesn't need this.
Somebody did a number on him.
The presence of another woman in her life would probably go a long way to helping, but, you know...
Maybe some kind of protagonist woman with a cape?
Honestly, I don't think she's going to be the best influence. But with being, you know, a military general and having, frankly, a lot of issues of her own.
Listen, it's completely healthy to have to try to catch fish to feed your dying father so that he can live. And have the fish give little to no feedback on which is the correct fish or not. Oh,
and also being unable to throw out the bad ones if you catch a bad one by mistake. Nope, I'm committed. He's eating this.
This is the fish.
This is my one way to delete the fish, is to have him eat it. Listen, you. I know that you've had fish for dinner 35 times today, but you know what I brought you? That's right. It's another disgusting fish.
It's another disgusting fish. Carp again.
Sabin so far has been like the most reasonable person in any of these scenarios. He's moving in the right direction. He's just not pulling very hard.
Yeah, he's like the least politically motivated as well, because he's like he's just a dumb guy who punches things.
Yeah. Whereas like, you know, King Edgar, Locke, Bannon, they're all hell bent for leather on this whole military campaign thing, and they're going to be like, you know what?
I can't look at Bannon's skills or his equips.
Indeed not. You can look at everyone's equipment, however, if you go to equip or relic and then noodle over in the menu to.
Oh.
No. From the regular screen, and then you should be able to press a button to select everyone. So equip, and then there you go.
Nah.
So you can see what he has on: the Punisher staff, the Magus hat, and the silk robe, and no relics.
Okay. And here's
you probably put him in the back row also.
It's the famous raft segment.
That's right.
Where you can grind levels overnight if you so wish.
Protect Bannon. Special loss condition. Hooray. So the upcoming boss can just decide that you lose, which is fun.
I did the wrong blitz input. It's probably fine.
That worked out okay. When I did a low-level run-through of this game, the upcoming boss was the hardest thing that I ever encountered.
I'm gonna go straight, because I'm a warrior.
We will not deviate from the path. Hey, Pterodon, that's lucky.
We'll just have the Brain Brothers handle the fight for us. Yeah, this is what a miniature Carl boss looks like. See, and it's such a big problem. People think they're so cute. They get a Carl boss and then they bring it home. And then once it starts to be big and ugly, they flush it down the toilet. And that's how you end up with the toilet crabs. In the sewer.
You know, even though I live in Baltimore, that's not as big a problem as you might think.
I'm gonna try out. I probably need to do the input wrong. Yeah.
Wing! You've been winged.
I didn't seem to do anything. There we go.
Suplex.
Can't-
Doesn't work on flying targets.
Doesn't work on flying targets.
So in addition to dealing way less damage than it should, it also just randomly fails.
Ah, we got the classic.
Bandit fell.
an enemy who changes depending on if he's the last enemy or not. I left the pterodon alive, and he thus decided to kill me.
Yep.
And we're back here.
Ah, but we have the experience that we got along the way.
But I do not
So
have the
really-
Genji glove. I can't duplicate Genji gloves this way. Well,
Yeah, you keep levels but not equipment.
okay. This is Final Fantasy VI. This is a game. This is a game with a lot of fans, and I'm having fun. Are you having fun,
Right,
Kaz?
well, good.
Am I bringing something
Yeah.
to the tale of Final Fantasy VI with my own unique perspective on the game?
Yeah, and it you know, between now and maybe next week, you could read the manual or not. I don't know. Not your dad.
Anyways, that's going to be it for now. Jens is doing more Foundations draft, so we'll go watch that. Thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks for the subs earlier. Goodbye.